So this morning we have a perfect storm. I don't normally get to do Proving Grounds because my account completes Conquest, but I just so happen to be home for the summer, and I just so happen to have my wife away on business, and it just so happens that Conquest just ended for a new character, and I just so happen to have access to Advanced account. So I'm going to throw my name in the ring for trying to figure out this Ezra Proving Grounds for some of you at the lower end of the spectrum in regards to your GP or your team compositions. And we're going to try to make this one as quick as possible. So we're going to hit right into the intro and get right into it. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. So we are on Vance's account, and this is an account that is very poorly modded. You know, I've done a few videos. We are working on it, but his mod score is somewhere around like 1.5 at this point. And the reason that I'm bringing that up is that outside of like one or two of his core GL teams, if his account can do this, your account can almost definitely do this as well. He, as we can see, does not have Ezra, but he also doesn't have JML, he doesn't have Rey, and he doesn't have Ahsoka. So it's not really a priority character for him, but it is nice if he can get those shards sooner rather than later so that he can start building that up. Obviously, Ahsoka is the meta ability for this character. Rey is really where people like to put Ezra because it flips the switch in the meta for GAC. And then JML, he works nice as a Jedi. It's not his best use case, but if that's the only GL that you have or the only one of the three, it's still going to strengthen the team. So we're going to head over to the Proving Grounds over here, Ezra versus the Imperial Remnant. I'm not going to show these particular teams, but just so that you are aware, off camera, I did try the Jabba team. I did try SLKR without DS Rey, and I did try JMK with Cat, and all three of them worked very effectively. SLKR is not an auto... it's not a great auto team. It never was. It does require some complex movement, but it is a brain dead thing in terms of if you know how to use SLKR, you will know how to beat this Proving Grounds. But what if you don't have any of those options available to you? And we are going to start with a typical CLS team. I am going to say that the mods on this team are really, really, really terrible. Not how I would do it. The speeds are very slow, and I have found that every once in a while, I've practiced this like 10 times now, I am going to lose. If you have half decent modding, you should be fine. But the reason that I'm bringing that up is that you either win with 3 stars or you end up losing, and if you need to retry this a couple of times, it's really not the end of the world. I would love to get rid of Scout first because of the days, and that can really throw off Chewbacca, but it's not an option because of that stealth. It looks like so far we are in the clear, but let's see what happens now that their team is going constantly. Yeah, there we go. So let's try this again. Same thing, CLS. Up 1, 2, 3. Good. We really are going to try and get Enoch out of here as quickly as possible. I am going to stun Stormtrooper to try and avoid the taunt. See, C-3PO gets the daze, which does make it harder. I'm gonna throw translation onto Chewbacca.
Your skills are quite
There we go. Again, would love to go for Scout, but I don't really have that option. I am going to stun you, though. Keep you out of the mix. Try to get Night Trooper. Hopefully not have to eat through too many stacks. This is a team that is capable of critting sometimes against the Imperial Troopers, which makes it not too terrible to do. gotten rid of most of their DPS, so we should be fine at this point. Good. Now I'm going to get out of the battle because we want to try this again and kind of show you what this would look like with another team. So let's throw a generic Padme team in there. And we're going to avoid some of the stronger characters on purpose and go with something that you might have at the lower end. Once again, the modding, some of these guys, this is not too bad, right? No speed on that. Here we go, right? We look at a GMY that is very, very slow. And Jedi Knight Anakin's not terrible, so it's pretty mediocre. This is a team that's going to run this on auto very easily because of all of the assists happening on the enemy team. We are seeing increases in protection up, and that protection up is allowing us to do an incredible amount of damage, coupled with the fact that Padme herself has a heal that's going to give protection up as well. The only thing that we are really going to do with this team is switch targets anytime Stormtrooper gets taunt once we have gotten rid of that taunt. You can see this is another team that is pretty good at being able to crit. I've done this about 6 times so far, and this is the lowest I have ever seen that that General Kenobi. So if that does happen to you, no big deal. If you have to restart, really no big deal. This one I have found to be pretty consistent. It's all a matter of if we get stacks or if we get the quick kill. And we just keep getting the crits on the not kill shots. We're gonna just keep going. There we go, finally. And we get it right away there, perfect. Okay, so again, Scout Trooper, not really high damage. We're not concerned about him. Another team that I have found that works really nicely, if you happened to have bought the Lightspeed bundle, is the, let's see, the Starkiller. Right, so going with Starkiller, the Jedi and the unaligned, the dark unaligned Force user that you're going to use here, or the light side unaligned Force user that you're going to use, they don't really matter. The few times that I've tested this, I used GMY just because. Now, this is not one that you're going to want. Oh, I use C, silly me. Let's go back in. This is not one that you're going to want to do on auto right away. Is it possible? Maybe. I haven't tried it. But we are going to want to avoid the enemy team getting TM. Right? We do want to get those shocks. We do want them to not be able to take hits. We want them to lose their TM. We want them to not take turns. Okay, so we are going to play this pretty straight to start. Should be good after this one. Perfect. They're all 0 TM. Excellent. Get those stuns. It's basically smooth sailing at this point. But I do want to try and get at least one of their DPSs down before I throw this on auto. You can see that this team can crit, right? So we do not have to eat all of the stacks. Very nice. I'm going to take it off auto here just so that we can make sure not to win the battle. Right? Easy. Very quick. A couple other options. They don't work on this account because the modding is just really, really tough. But I do believe that if you have a full 501st team, a full 501st team will almost definitely work. Unfortunately, ours is just not where it needs to be right now. I did have some success with a Bad Batch team. I do believe that this team does need a little bit of work, right? We've got a lot of very low speed mods on the team, coupled with those high speed mods you see here. No speed at all. No speed at all. I think that if you get this team fairly high up, you should actually be pretty good with them. I do think that a Jedi Knight Luke team will work pretty effectively if you go with Jedi Knight Luke as the lead. Unfortunately, I do not have the Zetas on this particular account to make the speed limit happen. And the other Jedi are just not where they need to be. But those are three options that I gave you before that work really nice. I hope that it helps you out. I hope that you don't even need this video at all, right? To be completely honest with you. But with all of that said, guys, peace out. Have a great rest of your day.